Brian and I got married in '97, and about 2003 we decided that we wanted to start a family. You know, you think, oh, I made this decision, let's start a family. Well, it's just gonna work. Just like, oh, here's my life plan, it's gonna work. And it didn't. But to be honest, Brian and I, we're just having fun being married and working together and projects together. So when I didn't really get pregnant right away, really wasn't too worried about it or concerned. And then it was probably about in 2005 that we talked with the doctors, and we started in Lima and started doing meds with the doctor there. And once again, you think it's an easy fix. Hey, we'll do meds for a cycle or two and I'll be pregnant. Well, it didn't work. We just kept going on it. After a while, she finally decided, after about a year of doing treatments for me, that she had done all that she could do. We'd done testing, we couldn't really figure out what was going on, why this isn't working, but wasn't working. So she referred us up to Toledo. And about that time, I heard a teaching from Joyce Myers, because the trip through infertility is not easy. It's very detailed. It's hard. It's just plain hard. But I heard this teaching from Joyce Myers, and it was talking about that I don't need to worry about trying to do this for a month. And I don't need to worry about trying to do this for 2 months. I only need to worry about doing it one more time. And you can do anything one more time, just one more time. And I needed to have that. God knew that I needed that in my life at that time, because once we switched to Toledo, the medicine plan totally changed. The game totally changed and got more intense. But at the same time, looking back now, it was easier than what I thought. But during that, God gave me a promise to me that He would be there with me. He'd walk that journey with me. He was faithful, and He would be there. It was hard because a lot of people wanted me to say that He promised me that I'd get pregnant. I honestly never felt that God gave me that promise. And so I was, at that time, I wanted to be pregnant, but I was content with walking through the journey on it. December 31st, we found out, or December 31st of 2007, we found out we were pregnant. Instead of doing a normal baby shower, we decided in July that we were going to do a big cookout, and just invite everybody. We have a pond, throw a party, just hang out with friends. So that morning I went to work, and Brian had taken off because he's going to set the tables and chairs up, and I was having problems, and so I called the doctor, and they said, well, you better come in. I'm like, okay, and I'm on my way to Lima thinking, great, they're going to put me on bed rest again. Well, how am I going to go through a party on bed rest? Well, maybe I can sit in a chair or something. But we get there, and they pull out the Doppler, and they can't find a heartbeat, and we've lost him. We knew we were having a boy. We were excited about that. At that point, I shattered. I really just lost it. I broke down. I broke. That's the only way to put it. So over to the hospital we go. And that was about noon. 7 o'clock that night, we delivered Oliver and Jacob. Stillborn. And we were able to keep him that night, and the next morning we sent you home. That was hard. I was shattered, like I said, and I was numb. For the first few days, only thing I knew was, this hurts. But I knew God was good, and it was really kind of almost confusing to be able to have the peace that I knew God was good, but to hurt so bad. But it was like the two actually existed together. But the desperation drove us to 2 months after that. It was September. We started back in on the infertility treatments again. I don't know that that was the wisest thing, because the hormone treatments just compound, like the side effects to it. compounded everything and just kind of magnified all of those feelings that I was having, the depression, the desperation. I mean, I'm listening to teachings, I'm trying, and there were some teachings that really helped. One of them, it seemed like that first year when I was listening to teachings, it really helped. But I think that I had this expectation of God is, all right, you gave us one child and we've lost him. I'm expecting you to do this again. I mean, I'm just expecting you to do, but I see now I expected him to do it in my time frame. And it seemed like every month that would go by, or every cycle that would go by and I wasn't pregnant, it got harder. It got every single time, and you get more and more desperate. And so you're looking to the doctors, you're grabbing for this, and pretty soon bitterness set in. Even though I was trying, I was upset. I was pretty mad. I was mad at God. I mean, I know he could take it, and I told him. I never felt, like, to be honest, judgment from him for that. I mean, because I still was hearing him talk to me, but yet I was mad. I remember it was the first anniversary was tough of losing him. And then that second year, all of the big things like Christmas, your birthdays, Mother's Day, they're hard. There's just an edge to them that wasn't there before. And it was on the second anniversary of Oliver's death or birth, however you want to put that. It was on the second anniversary. We actually found out we were pregnant again. And we had quit doing the infertility treatments 2 months before because we were just done, and I needed to get back to trying to live a normal life and not focusing on that and healing. And so, like I said, it was on the second anniversary of Oliver's death. That day we found out we were pregnant, and ended up in the hospital with this one, and watching me because I had complications again, and they sent me home and more complications, but we made it through. And finally, March 1st of 2011, 8.5 years after we started trying to have kids, we had Carter. Baby boy, born healthy, no problems with the delivery. We were blessed, and kind of life took off fast-paced ever since. Hold on to the promises God gave you. I mean, hold on to that word. I mean, during this whole thing, I had taken scripture and posted like on little postcards, and I had plastered all over the house, my car, everywhere I sat so I could see it. I would say, hold on to those promises, and then I would also say, hold on to your husband. You need that strength and that unity with him to walk through stuff like this. God's word is true, and God's good, and it will come true. I just had a timeline in my head when it should have happened, and God had a different timeline for me.